It's your boy Hood, and today, you know what we about to do today? We about to chill, and we about to learn how to make a game today. I know it's been one of those things that you probably been thinking about doing for a while. Like, dang, how would I get started on making my own game? I mean, especially being in our environments and things, and ain't nobody thinking about building no games on top of that, right? Well, hey, today I got something for you. I got an easy way for you to go ahead and try to get into game development for yourself and for your family. Let's go ahead and jump right on in. Because today we about to be keeping it simple. So today, what is my main goal for you? My main goal is just to give you an idea of what Unreal Engine 5 is about. I'm going to try to explain key concepts of Unreal while using an example that you can possibly visualize. Alright. Now, what is Unreal? The best game engine ever. You dig. Hey, how about you bring some friends and family to come along too as well? It's four roles that we can actually go ahead and learn about inside of this engine. It's going to be some level design, so you might have like a little level that you might want to have design worked on, basically creating a game world. And then there might be like interactables in the world, like somebody might need to open the door, turn on some lights, some little cool systems, shoot somebody, get a health, I mean not health point. And then you may have AI inside of the world. You may have like a companion pet or something like that, or the last boss of a dungeon or something like that, as well as asset creation. There is characters, animations, and stuff around the world that can be created. So hey, everybody can kind of chip in and help as well. And why not create a product that your consumers can interact with, explore, and live in? That's what we all about. We all about leveling up today. So what is Unreal? Let's go ahead and get started. What is Unreal? It's all about actors. That's it. There you go. You just figured it out. It's all about actors. That's it. Actors. Yeah. Yeah. It's all about actors. That's it. That's it. And what is an actor? An actor is an object that can be placed or spawned in the world, as it says right here. Yeah. And here are some actor examples for you right here. We got these wonderful trees that grow outside. Wonderful trees outside. You have this thing that's also called a player start. There you go. There go one little thing that you know about the game engine now. You got a player start. Basically, this is where you will choose to have your player start at. I just realized I put these next to each other. Player and the player start, right? You're gonna make them spawn now, right? And then we have a door, right? A door is normally just sitting in the world. Normally, right? It's just sitting there. That's even considered an actor. Whether it opens or closes, it's still considered an actor. And so think of things like I said that was just sitting there, just sitting there. Let's take this wonderful, wonderful, fabulous tree for example, right here. And let's say, for example, if we wanted to do some damage to this tree, or make an apple fall. Well, at that time, we would have to take that actor and actually make what is called a blueprint. Alright. And this is what that is right over here. Let's go ahead and get into the engine. This is Unreal Engine. Ooh. Alright, we're going to right click right here. And then we're going to go up to where it says Blueprint Class. Yeah. And here is this, but I'm gonna actually go back into my presentation and show it to you in a bigger way really quick. Let me go back over here if I can find it. All right, there we go. All right, so making your world move with blueprints, right? Like I said once before, like I said, if there was something that you had inside of your game world, right, and it was just sitting there because it's called an actor, right? It's called an actor. But you wanted to have some kind of functionality. Functionality meaning you wanted it to take damage, you wanted to make an apple fall from it, anything like that. You would have to basically make blueprints, right? And what are blueprints? just simply think of a box. Let's just think of a box, right? Everybody done had something ordered in from over the line and just had a box get sent to your door some kind of way. So you already know what a box look right like, right? So keeping it simple, that box has a face, right? It could have a face, right? It could have a name, right? It could have health or armor, right? Like I talked about the health earlier, right, with the tree, right? It could have health. You can also give it an animation, right? So like let's say for example you wanted the tree to like shake, right, as it was getting hit, right? They do that in some games, right? Yep. And that box as well, it could be an object to win a game as well. So like if you were holding something to try to win a game as well, that as well. It could be a final boss. It could be unlimited possibilities what you can do with that box. And with the blueprint, like I said, it's blueprints, right? What are blueprints? Think of a box, right? What is blueprints? Think of a box, right? It can have a name, it can have health, it can have animations, right? Here are the different types of blueprint classes. So one that you saw earlier, here's the actor, right? Which is an object that can be placed in the world. And here's another one which is called a pawn. Now the thing about a pawn is, let's think about it like this, right? So an actor normally can't be controlled, right? Like possessed. That's the actual word. It's called possessed. So actors, like a door is something that would be more of like an actor, right? Because you're not expecting to possess it, right? Like to ever take it over. Or let's say for your players, yeah, let's go ahead and kick it like that. Yeah, for your players' experience, you know what I'm saying? You will probably make an actor. Uh, so of course, like I said, it's not going to be something that they're ever going to possess. Now, when it does come down to possessing, the first blueprint class, right, that you can make to try to possess something would be what is called a pawn, right? A pawn is an actor that can be possessed and receive input from a controller. So think about the controller that's in your hand, right? When you play a game, right? That basically is the input, right? You're moving around, you play games where you take control of things like vehicles and tanks and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Turrets, things like that. Those things are like pawns. And then you have characters, right? Which basically, as it says, a character is a type of pawn, right? I guess the reason why it's a type of pawn is because it's also something that can be possessed. So it's kind of like it's like I said, it's a type of pawn. But this one, the difference between this and this is that this actually has the ability to walk around. So anytime that you would have something that you wanted to also have the player possess, right? And also walk around, or even if it wasn't the player possessing it, if you wanted the AI to possess it, right? Because these actors, right, the everything basically can be possessed by either a player or an AI controller. So, but we're gonna keep it simple. So, like I said, that's why you would choose a character, because you also want that to walk around, like actually move. And then the player controller. The player controller itself is responsible for controlling pawn used by the player. So basically just saying that this controls this and this. It has the ability to control this and this, basically. Alright. And we're going to come back to these in a little bit. So, I guess if anything, still think about blueprints, right? Think of a box. Here is some of the important blueprints, aka the actors in your movie. And I know that this says actor, and then this says pawn, and then this says character, but basically everything is an actor. So just know everything is an actor. Just everything is an actor. Actor component, right? Right. All right. So yeah, this can go on this. This can go on this, because they're all actors basically. Components are things that can be added on to something for more functionality, right? So actor components, yeah, same thing, can go on it. Now, like I said, since we're keeping it simple, we're just going to focus on two blueprint classes today. We're going to focus, like I said, on the actor, and we're going to focus on the character. And what the character is a type of pawn. All that simply means is that it can be possessed. And what that means is a controller can take it over, right? So a character is a type of pawn, meaning something that can be controlled by a controller that includes the ability to walk around, right? So, like I said right here, think of a box, right? That box could have a face, you know. What is that character? What is that character? What does your character look like? What is your character's name, right? You may have a character that may have some health, or you may have a character that has more health, right? Has more armor. You may have certain animations for that character, right? For that character. So basically, that is what a character would be, as well as, like I said, an actor is just something that gets spawned in the world or placed in the world. But see, the thing of it is, the difference between an actor and a character is it's not something that can be possessed. So that's why, like I say, with an actor, what would be best would be like a door. If I go back up here again, that door, right? That door would be like perfect for being just a regular actor. And then the trees, trees is wonderful for all actors. Wow. So like I said, think of a box. Think of a box. When the blueprints, think of a box. Unlimited possibilities. All right. So quick overview, right? This is what I want you to take into the next video. What is blueprints, right? With blueprints, you creatively change the properties on the boxes, right? On the blueprint class, right? The character, right? Then I say the character has the ability to walk around, right? So that means that you can affect how fast that character walks around. So from the top, you creatively change the properties on boxes to create an experience for your players. The goal is to learn how to build gameplay systems to give them a unique experience. So basically, eventually, what you're just going to do is you're going to, eventually, because you're going to go up on this YouTube, right? My goal is just to give you that great kickstart, right? So you'll know what to look at, and then you just go crazy on YouTube going into everybody content. But basically, like I said, is the goal is for you to learn different systems so you can put them into your game and make that, right? So like, say for example, you may want to have it to where there's going to be a timer, right? You're going to probably need to learn how to create a timer for a game. If you're going to have a countdown system, right? You're looking to trying to figure out stuff like that. And I'll probably have that system done as well too for you later on as well. But basically, like I said, your main goal is going to be to looking into systems and learning more about, like I said, the properties that are on the boxes, right? On the blueprints, the properties that are on the blueprints. That's going to be your main goal. So, in the next video, my main game example to help you understand blueprints even a little bit more and is to start getting into some gameplay, right? Meaning start creating that gameplay for your players. The next example I'm going to have for you is called Sonic and the Corn. See you in the next video. Holla. Yo, what it is, man? This is your boy Hood, man. Hey, check it. This is right before we actually get ready to jump into the next part. I actually want you to be able to go ahead and download it. And just in case, if some kind of way you did not know how to go download Unreal, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get to it. So, the first thing that you will want to do is basically go download this Unreal launcher. So like if you got like Fortnite or one of them games already, you probably already have it. And it's just connected right there on the end, which is going to be Unreal Engine. So it's right there for you. And once you click on Unreal Engine, you should see Unreal UE5 on the end. They got 4, but I'm going to click on this 5. And when you click on it, you will see this page right here. You'll want to go ahead and hit this download early access just to go ahead and get started. And once you have that fully downloaded, we're going to click on the UA5 early access, which will basically open up this browser right here, the Unreal Project browser. What we're going to choose is games. And once you click on games, what you're going to notice is there's a couple of different templates in here of different game types that you can actually make, like virtual reality if you ever want to get there, first person, top-down games, maybe a puzzle. But what we're going to just focus on today is just third person. So what I want you to do is make sure you click on third person, and then when after you click on third person, make sure you come down here and choose blueprint. We're gonna focus on this desktop, maximum quality, and make sure you choose starter content. This will just make sure that we have a couple of different what is called assets, right? Putting that into the game engine, so we'll be able to just manipulate those and play with those inside of the game engine. And then after you do that, you can then come down here and go ahead and choose and put in your name, whatever the name of your project. You can call it like test, first project, whatever you want to call it. Project, get it in there. Misspell that. First project, and then just go ahead and hit create. And then I'll see you in the next video so we can get started. Holla.
Don't forget to holla.
Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and create a new folder inside of here. Just create a new folder. And we'll just call it blueprints for now. Hopefully I can get that word. Alright, cool, I did. Cool. And we're just going to click into it. And actually, before we click into it, just so you can go ahead and just start getting into, color coding and starting, personalizing your project, you can come up here to set color. And when you hit set color, I guess it will make that part disappear. And then you'll just, choose whatever color you may want. And to bring that up, just in case, is down here at the bottom where it says content drawer. So you just bring that up. What we're going to make in here really quick, we're going to right click in this empty box, right? We're in the blueprint empty box. Right click in it. We're going to click blueprint class, and we're going to click an actor, and we'll just let it sit there for now, right? We got an actor. Right click again, come back in here, and let's make a character. Bam, got both of them right there really quick. And now let's go ahead and rename them. So we'll call this one. Well, actually, we're gonna use these out here, but the goal is to get you used to knowing where these are at, if anything. All right. So yeah, this is the character, and we'll just call it character for now. So like I said, just get practice, right? Even coming in here, naming the files is a way of you getting used to the engine. So every little step matters. All right. Let me see. Rename. Just call this a actor for now. Alright. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and just open these up. Just double click on one. And sometimes it might just pop up like this in the middle. And then we'll click on, I'll bring this other one up. Character. Bam, two of them. And when it opens up, as you notice that these are completely empty. There's nothing over here. Over here is where you will basically add more things onto the character, and I'll explain more about that later. We're going to keep it simple. And like I told you once before, what you'll want to do is click on this self over here, actor self. Notice over here to the right, the details, right? These are the properties. You're going to right click on this left click on this icon right here and hit close out category so you can shrink it. Go into the character one, do the same thing. Click on self, right? The name, go to the right and close it up. And like I said, one thing that you want to notice is the different categories that are in here. This comes down to the point of using a box for what specific reason that you would want. For example, as you see, the character has the option character, but actor doesn't have the option character, but has actor. And look, so does this one. This one has actor as well. And as you see, character has pawn, right? Which means it has the ability to be possessed, right? You can come down here. You can have the player possess it right here, meaning, player 0 is the first player. You'll learn more about that later. And I guess right now this is set up where this isn't, obviously this is a brand new one, right? Nothing is in it, so it's not automatically possessing, meaning automatically taking over. And same thing for the AI controller. You'll learn more about that later, but it's not automatically taking it over as well. All right, and let's go on back over here to the presentation. So we just made, let me get back up in here. My shit is not loading. Oh, we're gonna freeze me. Okay, all right, there we go. All right, bet. So we just made an actor. We know this is gonna be the coin. We're gonna actually make the coin in just a second as well. We're gonna make the coin in a second. And we made a character blueprint just to make it, right? Notice that it has the movement component, right? So when we come back over here, let me bring my stuff back up. In that thing. Character movement component, right? Actor does not have a character movement component, nor can it ever get a character move mid component. It can't get one, right? It can't get one. So basically, what you want to know is what can get the job done for you. And naturally, if you're going to have a character that's going to be moving around, you're going to want to choose a character blueprint to make that. And here's all the different movement moves, right? You got swimming, flying, custom movement, rotations. And let me see if I can click on character. One thing on character, you can increase the jump rates, right? So like, let's think about like in games where, and there are some games that are like this too, where let's say after you progress through the game, you may give the player an additional jump, right? I mean, in the engine, all it is a simple add to the knob, right? 1, 2. But the thing of it is, that's the whole point of your gameplay. When you get into the game and you're designing your game, you're deciding what you give to the player as they progress to create that, the hero's experience, as they would always say. All right, and let's go back over here. So like I just showed you right here, notice the differences, right, of what's in there, just like that again. As you see, a character has the option to have pawn and has character properties, but an actor doesn't have a pawn property because it can't be possessed, yet again, and it's not a character. It's something that can go into the world, an actor. Base, like this word, base class, for all things that don't need to be possessed. There we go. Alright, so remember again, like I said, think of a box. These two things that we just made, they are boxes, right? We can give them face, name, health, armor. Remember animations, right? So if we come back over here into the engine, and let's say, let me pull these down. Sometimes you got to pull them down just so you can see the actual main screen in the back again, because it'd be like that. Like, say for example, when you set up this project right here, this is the third person template that's fully loaded up, and here is the player that we're going to basically use as Sonic yet again. But as you can see, he's fully set up, right? He has a face in a sense, right? And just right click on it, right? So when you make these, like I said, this is a blueprint, right? You see the edit button over here. We're gonna right click on them just so you can get used to this. And look, let's go inside of here, right? This is a box, right? Now just looking at the other box really quick, just so we can compare them both at the same time. I didn't hit the wrong button. Let me go back over here. Hold up. All right, here we go. Hold on, no, we ain't. Hold on. I done got lost. Let me close some stuff down. Where we at? Right here. Here we go. All right, bet. All right, cool. Hold on. All right. So here we go. Oh, here they go down here. See, they got lost on me. So let's bring up this character, and we're gonna put. So both of these are characters, right? So let's look at these. Let's just compare these characters. Like I said, we're taking it. I want you to understand getting into this engine right off the bat. You need to understand the importance of classes and blueprints and why they're important to your gameplay. So clicking on self again, right? See the name. This is the name of it, and this is all the components that is on there. We're gonna get into the word components and all of this stuff later for sure. But just looking at this, when we click on self, right, we see the properties to the right. Close them up. Now, as you can see, more properties popped over here to the right hand side because of the components is over here, right? So like this one is talking about a camera. This one doesn't have a camera right now because there's nothing about a camera over here. So the more you add more components to this left hand side, you have more properties that you can change within the game to actually create gameplay for the players. So that's going to be your goal. When you make your character, right, your box, right, your box may have a name, right, there's your name, right, there's the animation going on right there. Look, he's just moving back and forth, he's breathing, that's the animation. All right, now health, like we was talking about health, right, you can come down here, click on, see this word variables, you'll come down here, just type in the word health. And for now, like I said, we'll get back to this. We'll change this to a float. So all you're going to do, after you type in the word health, you'll click over here, pull this list up, and change it to a float. And after you do that, just hit this word compile at the top. And there you go. Now we'll do something with health later, but that's just your first variable made. Congratulations. What we're gonna go ahead and do now, since we're in here and we're gonna use this character as Sonic, let's go ahead and put the coin box, right? Because don't Sonic normally collect coins, right? He normally collect coins. So right now we're just gonna call it the coin box, right? So we're inside of a big box, right? The blueprint box, and on the character we have, let's say, little bitty boxes that actually hold information that we change through the game just to give a better experience for the player. Understanding blueprints, Sonic and the coin. Let's go ahead and get started. So like I said in the last video, we have the actor and the character. That is what we're going to be focusing on in this series. Like I say, there are more blueprint classes, but we're only going to focus on this in this learning path, just because, like I said, I'm trying to paint a visual for you. So we're going to keep it simple, all right? So like I said, we're going to be focusing on the actor and the character. The actor is the class that just can be spawned in the world, and then the character is, like we said in the last one, can be possessed and has the ability to walk around. So obviously that got to be Sonic, right? Obviously. So remember, think of a blueprint, think of a box. Think of a box, right? It can have a name, it can have health, it can have armor, it can even do animations, right? So remember that. Think of a box. So like I said, the coin, we're going to make a coin actor right now in just a second. Basically, we're going to make a blueprint from it. So let's go ahead and look at this coin right here that's inside of here, just so you can see that. And then let's see, here go this coin right here. Alright, so I guess this is like a documentation actor that they actually have. So it's not actually anything. So what I want you to do is, let's say we're going to go ahead and, oh snaps, I didn't click on something. Alright, let me see. Okay, that's it. So yeah, I want you to click on this, right? Because right now it's just something in the world. Like, what I want you to notice is this. Notice that when we click on this character right here, there's the word edit blueprints right here. But when we come over here and we click on this that's just spinning around, it just says documentation. And there's nothing that we can click on and edit, because it's not something that's actually editable. So what we're just going to do is make a little mini game example from just the default things that just pop up in here that they give us by default, basically. So I'm going to click on this. And what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to the far right. We got the documentation actor, right? That's this little spinning thing. And we're going to click on this icon right here, which says convert this actor into a reusable blueprint class that can have script behavior. Now, we'll get to the script part later, but we're just going to keep it real simple right now, right? We're going to go ahead and click on this. And this is the part where we'll go ahead and give it a name. So we'll go ahead and call it coin. Got that in there. Alright. And once we put that in there, basically this box opens up. So here goes that box in here, right? So let me go. First thing I want you to do in this box, I want you to come over to this far right, click on this icon and hit collapse all categories. Alright. Shrink it up. Alright. So, and look over to the left. Right, we're connected on coin, and it says the word self. Notice the word self, right? Coin. And right here in the middle, right, we're right here in the viewport, right here, and you see that coin. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in closer to it by the scrolling in on the mouse. Scrolling on the mouse button. It just took some time. So here it is, just a little bit closer, that's all. Now you can actually scroll around it by holding down the Alt key, or if you're on a Mac, holding down the Option key and then clicking and then just scrolling around it, right? I know you can probably see that a little bit, that little icon. I mean, not the icon, the grid a little bit. But yeah, here we go. So now, right, so notice the word coin. Okay, we came over here to this right, and I told you to shrink this down. We told you to collapse it. This is the details panel. So, alright, so we're going to be right back to this. And let's go back over here. Now I want you to, like I said, Pay attention to this details panel right here, right? This detail panel. Okay. And now, what I want you to notice is this. Let me come back over here. What the hell? Okay, here we go. Bam. We're gonna get that. Alright, we're gonna click on this one. Right now, there's the edit. Right, and look, there's the edit for the coin too. So we come over here. We're gonna click on edit on this one, and then we're gonna come back to this. We're gonna click back on viewport because that's what we know about so far, right? Viewport. Notice the self, right? Notice the name of it. This is what it's called. This is what it's called. Up to this right hand side, got all these things open up. We're gonna click over here in the details, right? Right click on left click on this, and then click collapse all categories. All right, there we go. So now, if some kind of way, let's say, if like they're like hanging down here in the middle or something like that, we can actually change that. But what I want you to do is just for now, just grab one of them and just drag them to the top. Just like get them up here for now. Just get them up here where you could just have them, side by side, clicking on it. Just get comfortable clicking on it, right? You're just going from the main screen to this box, right, to this box. And just for a bonus to this video, thank you for rocking with your boy. Here is actually some of the most common blueprints that you will actually deal with. Now I wanted to go ahead and put them in one video for you so you can go ahead and learn about them very fast, because it took me a while to find this. I mean, I had to dig. But it's starting to get a little bit better, especially now that your boy here. Ride with me. Alright, now that we have talked about blueprint classes, let's go to our next part in here. We're going to play a game called Notice. So I want you to pay attention. Alright, so let's look at the player over here, which is going to be called Sonic. Notice this cylinder shaped thing around him. And then let's look at the coin, and let's notice that the coin doesn't actually have anything around it. And in gameplay, the importance of what this is called collision. This is that collision that we're talking about right here. So, with that being said, the question is, how will we get this player, Sonic, right here, right? We just call him Sonic, to pick up this coin? Basically, as you see, Sonic already has collision on him, right? This capsule right here, collision, cylinder right there. But this coin doesn't have anything on it. So what we will need to do is actually go in here and actually make that for it. So let's go in here. And as you see, here's the face viewport again. Nothing's there. We're going to come over here to add. And we're going to scroll down. Now the way we're going to scroll down, right, we're going to scroll down with the right mouse button. So we're just going to like scroll real fast, right? Just swing it. Whee! It's going to swing through it. Just get comfortable with that, right? And right mouse button, get through it fast. But we're going to come down here. To the bottom, we have box, capsule, and spear. And if we look back at the character over here, the character actually has like I said again, a spear collision. A cylinder collision right there, as you see right there. So let's go back over here to the coin, our coin that we're using, and we're gonna click back on it. Right click, go to edit coin, and as we see, nothing is there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come down here and choose what would be the best collision for this coin, basically. So let's start with a box. Okay. Actually, let's put that box back real quick. Start with a box real quick. And let's just come in a little closer. Now, the way we move around as well, you'll hold on the right mouse bumper. And with the normal way that you play a game, right, WASD, you move around, right? We're going to come in a little closer while you're holding on the right mouse bumper. So if you notice, there's a lot of edges where, let's say, if the player tried to walk over this, they'll actually pick it up a lot faster than they're supposed to, right? So this may actually affect gameplay. So we're going to go ahead and right-click on this box and just go ahead and hit cut just to remove it. And we're going to go down here and look at the other collisions just to see which ones we want. And I'm going to go ahead and choose the spear one. And as you see, the spear one kind of fits around it a lot better, as you see. It's kind of like all around it. Very smooth. There's not like sharp edges where a person could just jump down and quickly pick something up or something like that, right? It's very smooth around it. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put that on it and go ahead and hit this compile button. I want you to look over here. We're gonna play a quick game of Notice, right? I want you to look up. We're gonna focus on this left side real quick. I want you to understand the importance over here. So first things first, notice over here components, right? Now this, as you see, this spear that we added around it is considered a component. And also right here in the components, this is how you would basically add extra things to your box, right? So I'm just gonna show you this one quick thing because we're gonna keep going forward. But I just want to show you. So we're gonna add a point light on here, right? Just zooming back so you can look at it. It's big, and just like that. All right, hit compile and just come back to the front. Look at that. Look at that light sitting right there on top of it. All right, and now let's go back in. Right click on it again. Let's go back in again. Click on this light. Right click and hit delete. Compile again, and let's go back and look at it again. Now it's gone. Okay, so now all we have right here is this spear collision right here. And as a bonus for you, appreciate you for rocking with your boy. Let's come down here to variables right here. We're gonna hit this plus button right here, and we're gonna call it coin, right? Because normally when Sonic picks up a coin, right, he normally just picks up one coin at a time, right? So we're gonna come right here to where it says Boolean, click on that, and we're gonna go up to integer. And all integer just means is whole numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, not 1.2, 1.5 point, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. It's just a whole number. So we'll come up here and hit this, and we're gonna come right back down here to this coin and come to this edge where it says this variable is not public and will not be editable on an instance of this blueprint. We're gonna go ahead and check that. Get that little eye icon, because here's a little bonus for you right here. So let's come back to the actual mode where we see this coin, right? And what we're going to go ahead and do is that you look over here on this right hand side, you actually see the word coin, right? And if we go back in here, we actually see the coin down here with the name, and over here to the right it's under a section called defaults. So the cool thing about game development, what you're going to be doing in here is you're going to be creating variables over here. You're going to be making them go to the front with this little eye, right? And you're going to organize them with the category. So I'm going to call this coin amount. Coin amount. Got that in there. I got that coin amount in there. And let's go to the next part. We're going to go ahead and hit this compile button at the top left. And now we're going to go back to the front. And look, now the coin amount is there. It's 0, right? Now we actually could edit it in here in the back end. Over here to the right, setting the default value over here, which some of the times you probably will do this, right? But we're going to come to the front for now because I want to show you this. Okay, so here we are. We have this one coin, and right now the value of it is 0. Normally when you pick up a coin, at least you get one coin, right? But what if you wanted to make it to where one coin was more valuable than another, right? So what you'll do is you'll hold down the Alt button, or on a Mac, you'll hold down the Options key, I believe, and then you hold on the click and you drag over there, basically to duplicate it. There we go. So now we got 2 coins, right? Starting to make a game, starting to put it together, right? 2 coins with collision, right? And as you see, when we click on each one of them, you see their names over here at the top: coin 1, coin 2. Each one of them value is 1. So what we're going to actually do over here, just for fun, we'll just say 2. So there we go. So that means that if the player picks up this coin, it's going to be worth 1 point. And if the player picks up this coin, then it's going to be worth 2 coins. And that's what I meant earlier when I told you about the jumps, right? Earlier, when you would basically create your game and choose how you would create that experience for that player, right? This is right here. Of course, you are learning the engine at the same time, but I want you to also start visually thinking about it, because that will also help you move forward with this journey. And I'm trying to make it easy for you too, man. Let's go. Alright, so we're just going to delete this coin for now, but I'll say it one more time. So we have 1 coin right here, right, in the back end. We put a variable down here, integer. We made it where it's public, where it has this little I. We gave it a category. We just called it that. Then we hit compile. Then we went to the front. Here it is right here. Here it is over here. Actually, we clicked on it, and then we held down Alt, and we duplicated it, and which let us make another coin. And then from each coin, as you look over here in the right, the details, right, details, you see the coin amount, the category that we created, and we could literally change the coin amount on each instance, right? It's multiple instances of this same coin, and that's what it say right here too. Variable is public and editable on each instance of this blueprint. So this is instances. All right. And we'll go ahead and delete these so we can get to the next part. And now we're going to talk a little bit more about collision so you can actually understand how Sonic will pick up this coin. Let's get into it. So the great question, as we was just talking about, is how does Sonic pick up the coin? And to answer that question, it is collision. Right. Let's think about the games that we'll play, right? Normally what you would do, or let's think about the coin, right? For example, normally what happens is you watch Sonic go super fast, of course, which that's just part of another part of the gameplay, right? You can make your player whatever speed, right? That creates your gameplay. But when Sonic goes super fast, he actually walks over the coin. He overlaps the coin, right? And when he overlaps the coin, it then does what is called an event. And what events are is basically just a piece of code being ran, whatever you want it to be, right? You can have him walk over the coin and turn red like Knuckles or yellow like Tails, right? Or is that gold? Anyway, basically you can have it be whatever you want to happen. Whatever event you want to happen when you overlap, that is what will happen, right? And normally when you overlap the coin, what happens? Two things. The Sonic gets an additional coin, and on the screen you are alerted that he got that coin, right? An event was taking place because of collision, right? And there are three types of collisions. There's block, and all block means, just think of a wall, right? You know, when you walk into something, you can't actually go through it, right? But you still can run an event. That's basically what this red thing is. And this is from the Unreal documentation. And of course, definitely go there, check that out. Good source. They're getting better with writing it, and I appreciate y'all as well. And in here, as you see, you know, basically you can't actually go through it. It just stops you, right? There's no way of going through it, but then an event happens. And say, for example, what is like a block event that you may do? It's a lot of different ones. But one, for example, let's take in consideration this game called Black Desert, right? So like, for example, if you walk past a person, you bump them, and it does an animation that makes you feel like somebody just bumped you because somebody just collided with you, right? You know, and that's how you build gameplay. You understand when is the times that the player will collide with things. You may collide with a door. What would you do when what is the event that you may normally run when you collide with a door? Open the door, right? And here's the overlap event, the one that I was just showing you back in this one, right? When I told you to think about, you know, walking over a coin and picking it up. So basically you're going to overlap, meaning you're going to have the ability to go through it, but yet still an event happens. So that's going to be an overlapping event. Think about start thinking about the different overlapping event. That's the fun part about this, right? You want to start thinking. That's how you get it. Alright. And the one thing that I want to go ahead and show you, like I showed you in the other video, in the other part, here it is right here. So around the coin, we have a spear collision. And around Sonic, we have a capsule collision. And this capsule collision, basically the collision around the spear, and I'll take you back right up here so you can see it. Go back right here. So this is the coin's collision, right? We got the coin to overlap everything. And the pawn right here is this actual player, right? And you see it right here on the side for Sonic, right? Sonic is a pawn. And his main goal is to overlap, well, actually to block everything, which means he just responds to everything. And that's by default. For example, I'm going to give you this one because I want you to know about this. You see this one right here, even though you don't see the word, it's world static, right? World static. And you see it's on block. Let me show you this really quick. So we're going to go right here in the engine, and you see I'm walking around, right? And I want you to know about this if you ever come in here and mess with this so you can fix it. All right, so we're going to go inside the player. Okay. Open this up full screen just so you can look at it. And we're going to go over here to the capsule component, which we are. We're going to right click over here, close everything up, collapse all. We don't need to look at everything. And we're going to come down here to collision, open that up. As you see, the collision preset is pawn. We're gonna open that up. Actually, we're gonna close that back up, and we're gonna open this part up. There we go. Here we go. In here. All right. So let me see if I can. Let me just spread this out right now, just so you can see it. There we go. World static. Now watch this. I'm gonna change world static from block to overlap, and watch what happens. Oh, and let me change. Okay, come up here to collision presets, right? Because it's kind of like set in stone. So you come up here and you change it to custom just for now. Make sure you come back and fix this. All right, put it on custom for now. And world static, we're gonna put this to overlap, and we're just gonna hit compile on it, right? And then let's just slide this out of the way. You know, sometimes yours doesn't do that, but sometimes it get out the way. And then let's hit play. Whee! Now, if you notice, the player is falling through the floor, completely through the floor. And the reason why is because of this world static. See, world static, you want to think of a floor, right? This is actors. Even the floor is an actor, right? It's in there, right? So basically, think of a world static just simply means an actor that's not going to move, that's going to normally be still, not going to have any animation. So the floor is the world static. So even with your player, at times, if you wanted to create gameplay where you took that collision off and made them fall through things, then that is, something that you could do if you wanted to as well. Going back over here to put this back on the collision preset of pawn, just so it goes back to normal. Hit this save button, compile button, and back over here. Standing up again. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Now you know how to stand up for real in this engine. Now look at that. Because at first you was falling through the floor. Alright. And giving a little bit more time to this section, world static, like I said, think floor. This should be used for any actor that doesn't move. Static mesh actors are a good example for that. So basically that just means things that do not move. Like I told you earlier, static, standing still. You're expecting them to be the same. And then world dynamic means actors that are going to be moving, basically, through animation. Lights flickering or something if you wanted that. Obviously, that's not static. That's constantly dynamic. That's the word right there, right? Dynamic. Lifts and doors are good examples, as we see right there, as a collision, right? So, sometimes you may have things in the world that just stand still, like that floor, like, when we took that floor out, you fell through it and stuff. And then the dynamic part, like I said, is just movable things that are in the world, right? That have animation or some functionality behind it. Like, let's say a windmill spinning or something, right? Right, functionality, it's moving. And then the pawn, which, as we stated earlier, is the character, a subset of the character, right? So basically anything that can be controlled with a controller, right? Or, which is a player controller or a AI controller. Yeah. So yeah, just know about that. So yeah, this is 3 of the collision types just to get you started. Kickstart. Yep, kickstart. Let's move forward. Yeah. And like I said, collision. So the goal is to make sure that over here, as you see right here on the coin, right? The coin's collision is set to overlap everything. It's not blocking anything. Now, if we set it to block, right? And I'll go over here and just show it to you, just so you can see it, right? And actually, let me actually go inside of here. I do got it on there. Let's go over here to the coin. And we're going to click on this coin. We're going to go to edit. I'm going to click right here on the spear. This is the spear that's around it, right? That's the collision. And as it says right there too, spear collision, right? I will click on that into the properties. And what we'll do for fun, and like it says, all dynamics, right? Which means moving things with functionality. So by default, it's literally set to overlap anything that's moving, basically, and not, block it. But I'm going to show you. Let's go ahead and try that. We're going to go to custom, and we're going to go down here to pawn, and we're going to put it on block. Let's see what happens. Here we go. What in the world? I can't go through the coin. Look at that. That is not normal. So yeah, the collision, right? You're colliding with it. It's colliding with it like it's a wall. So, yet, as you see, collision matters in gameplay. Because you're not, if you want the player to go through the coin, you want to make sure that it overlaps rather than blocks. Because all of these walls and everything else in here is blocking and not letting us out because that's how it works. It's blocking. Even this dang coin right here blocking now. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and put that back on normal. Now let's click on the coin again. Go up here to edit. And since we know that dynamics mean movable things in the world and stuff with like animations and stuff, we're going to click back here on the collision preset and just put it back to overlap all dynamics, right? Just overlap. Full overlap, don't block nothing, just full overlap. There we go. Coin back in place. Go back to the middle. Let's run over this coin, right through it. Now, here's the thing. We didn't pick it up yet, but that's what we about to get to. We about to get to picking up. How do we pick up this coin and then give Sonic his points, right? We're going to get there. Let's get to it. So far, now we have covered blueprint classes. We now understand about the different boxes that have importance. And we understand inside of those boxes, we have collision, right? And then we understand how to basically make those boxes collide with each other. Now what we're going to learn now is how to make those boxes communicate with each other, pass information to each other, right? Like say, for example, when you walk over a coin, you pick the coin up. Then you're presented with the number, like a number increase, right? It's communicated to you as well, right? And, of course, you pick up that coin. Going to the next slide. And all event-based programming really is, and I want you to just think of it like this, because this is how, Unreal Engine works. Basically, you choose when and where the logic starts creatively. Every game isn't built the same. And for example, let's take in consideration, like, let's say Valorant. I don't know if anybody played it, but just finna mention it. Pretty sure you probably have. But think about like when it first came on, right? The first thing you did was had to go through like a training. After you went through that training, and every time you got on the game after that, you didn't go through that training anymore, right? That's how they creatively created the game, the player's experience. And some games that you get on, when you go try to find a match, you go right in the matchmaking. Like it's a button at the top, you just hit find match, and then you go in there. Some of them you press the start button, and then you do, you press other buttons before you get to your actual match. Games are designed different. Some games have game passes, right? Battle passes, right? Why? Because I guess that is definitely probably helping with the retention of the the player base more than likely, which means that still every game isn't built the same because some games don't have those battle passes. Even some games have on the main menu, they have XP bars where they kind of communicate. Some games have more RPG features, right? Like games that you see in role-playing games added into regular shooter games. So your main goal is learning about this code and learning how to structure your game for your players. And to dive more into the event-based programming, we're going to go ahead and go over these quick things real quick. So let's say, for example, this right here will make you understand what I mean by event-based. Everything inside of the engine is based off of an event. You pull the player pulls the trigger, the player presses the button to open the door, right? These are buttons, these are events that are happening. So let's say, for example, when you play a game and you choose your team, do you choose your team before the match or do you choose it while the match is going on, right? And what that simply means is you just simply put that code before the game starts so the player can then choose their team. Here's another one. Let's say the death animation of the character, right? Is it in the middle of taking damage or after health has went greater or below 0, right? So it happens at the right event when it needs to happen, right? And obviously the death animation happens, obviously connected to the part of you taking damage, right? The whole event, the fact that you're taking damage, at the end of that event of you taking damage, more than likely the death animation should happen if your health is below zero. Ain't that what normally happen on games? Yeah. And like I said, of course, our main example, when Sonic picks up the coin, does he run around the map and he randomly get the coins? Or does he have to walk over the coins? He has to overlap the coins. And that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be learning about the first little event that we're going to be focusing on is the overlapping. And with overlapping, there's a couple of different things you do with overlap. You open doors with overlap, a lot of different things with overlap. So we're just going to go ahead and get right on into this. And now that we're back in here, like I told you, let's go down here to this collision. And what we're going to do is we're just going to right click on that collision. And look, it says add event. And there's a lot of different events in here, it looks like. You got some that deal with the mouse, like, let's see, begin curse over, it sounds like, on click. But the only thing that we want to worry about, because we know that when Sonic picks up the coin, he obviously overlaps. So what we want to come in here and get is we want to go ahead and get this begin overlap right here. Just like that. All right. But I guess in his sense, and just since we're here, I'm going to go ahead and show you this. We're going to click one more time, and we're going to go down to end overlap, right? Because that sometimes you are going to do things where you want to see things when you overlap, and then you want things to go away when you end the overlap. So, like, let's say being able to open a door. All right, keeping it simple. So now that we're getting into the events, right? These little red nodes right here, these are called events. These right here, they're called events. This one right here is called begin overlap, and we're gonna learn more about this as well. Just remember it. So back on the overlapping, right? The goal is to get this character right here, third person character, to communicate with this coin. Now it's time to go ahead and set up the collision part where the player walks over the coin and then actually picks it up. So some kind of way my audio messed up, so what I'm just about to do, I'm just about to go ahead and talk over this freestyle, you know what I'm saying? So I guess we just checking out what he about to do real quick. I guess we just hanging out, just seeing what he about to do real quick. Okay, so obviously I'm pulling over here in the event graph, right? So I must be, I don't know, I don't know what I'm, oh, okay, there we go. Okay, bet. So basically what it looks like, what I'm about to get ready to tell you about is the event. So obviously, like I was telling you, this right here is the spear, right? So this spear right up here at the top left, right? You might see my arrow moving over here, but I'm gonna be moving over here, so just follow me. So, okay, I'm gonna pause it right here. So right here, obviously, as you see, this says actor object reference, and what that means is that's what Sonic is. Sonic is that actor object reference, and as you see, this says begin overlap. So that means that when the player overlaps this spear for the coin, right? Then and what we're just doing right here at the beginning is, and instead of just leaving this open, right? Like not putting nothing there, we want to be specific with who we want to actually affect that. Because remember, we know even the floor is an actor, so we don't want this to necessarily, be working for that as well. We want this to be just for the player. So what we're going to do right here, let me go ahead and just hit the play button real quick so we can see what I'm doing right now. Oh, okay. Hold on, let me see. Oh, okay. I think right here what I'm just showing you is right here as well. So that just says primitive components. So I guess, that's not the actor. That's something else basically. So let's just keep going forward. Alright. Okay. And let's see. Alright, so I think right here basically what I'm just saying is I'm explaining to you that I'm finna go ahead and show you right now how in here, in this person right here, we're gonna put that coin box inside of this coin. So then we can actually give ourselves a point. So let's go ahead and move forward. We're gonna go ahead and scroll through this thing. Back in that coin. Yep, there we go. There we go. Scrubbing through this thing. Alright. So yeah, see, there we go. So here's the third person, like I was saying, the third person. So we're gonna make sure that it is the third person that we want actually to be. So remember, the floor is an actor, and everything else that's running around being an actor. You don't want everything to run this code. You want a specific thing to run the code. And here I am showing you that, like I said, this is the actor box, right? And this says right here, primitive component object reference, and that's not the actor reference. So basically showing you that when you pull off these nodes right here, there is specific information based on that little color that's going to be there, even though that is the same color, right? Because they're both, objects. So objects is basically that, right? So other than that, let me go ahead and move forward. So like I said, you can't find anything in there. You can't find the third person character in there because that's not the type. And I'm showing it again right there. Here we go again. Yep. Yeah, I just showed it right there. There we go. See, I'm trying to be thorough for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Try to give y'all a good experience. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so the third person, obviously that's gonna be Sonic right there, and just in a second, what I'm just showing you from, as you see, like I was telling you about the other boxes. Let me go back to that. Let me go back to this right here. So as you see right there, like I was telling you about these boxes earlier. If I go back a little bit, right, all of these right here, how this information has information in this box. Well, guess what? That's that third person character. So that means that the information that's inside of that character, once we pull off from here, anything that we add into Sonic, we basically can just pull off of here. So you just need to look at these little things as little boxes of information, basically. Little boxes of information. Yep. Let's go ahead and pull out that thing. Hold on. Here we go. Yep, see, so here we go. Showing off that variable, that's that coin box right there. We're about to go ahead and pull that through on the other side. Let's go ahead and watch. And watch this. I bet y'all already know what I'm about to do, right? Yeah, I bet y'all know what I'm about to do, right? You know what I'm saying? Hey, breaking it down for you, know what I'm saying? I want you to learn with me. I want you to feel comfortable with me knowing this. You know what I'm saying? Where we about to go? Where we about to go, huh? You know what we about to go back to. Here we go. Going back to that core box. You are correct. All right, let's go ahead and pull out. All right, here we go. Looking for the coin, and there it is. We can get the get and the set. So there will be times where you need to get the get and the set. Just know that. And like I said, there are other variables that you can get from there as well, along with this get and set. And like I said, with the set, there will be times when you will need to bring the set over, because there are some times that you may need to set things inside of another actor for the actor that needs the setting. You know what I'm saying? Just deal with the mental of it. You know what I'm saying? Just get into it, man. Get into it. Hey, it's fun at the end of the day, man. This stuff fun. Alright, so let's keep going. And let's see what else we got up in this video. So yeah, that's the variable. Like I said, got the get in the set. Yeah, they got a coin box. Pulling that through. Got the get. Now that's the get of it. That's the get of it, right? We got the get. Okay, so here is the get node of the coin box. And what we want to do is, with this coin box, we want to actually make this coin box go up a number, because the coin box itself is actually completely empty. Let me go back over here just to show you that right now. Hold up. Oh yeah, so yeah, I did have to change it to an energy. Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, that's what I actually showed you. Yeah, so as you can see right here, the coin box right now is actually a float right now. But see, the thing of it is see, when you pick up the coins, it goes up like 1, 2, 3. It doesn't go up like 1.2, like 2.4 or anything like that. It doesn't do that. It goes up by whole numbers. So what I'm actually doing right here is I'm showing you how to go back into the third person character, and you're gonna go down here to your variable right here at the bottom, the coin box. Press on that, and you just see like the whole list of the different variable types. And you're gonna go up and choose integer right here at the top. Watch that. Yep. And then of course hit the compile button. Next, compile. Alright. And then after you hit the compile button, and then you go back over to the coin, look what happened. It actually changed. Oh no, it didn't change just yet. Oh yeah, that's what I'm showing you. So watch this. So even though it didn't change yet, right? And check it out. I didn't even hit compile in here yet, right? All we did so far is we changed it inside of the third person character, and we compiled it in the third person character. Now we're in the coin right now. We're in the coin now. We're back in the coin. Here we are, back in the coin. And after that, what we're finna do is hit this refresh node button, and what that's gonna do is change this from a float to what it actually is. So let's go ahead and move forward in this video for you. Ooh, right there, integer. There you go. There you go. It's changed from a float to an integer now. There it is. All right. And I'm showing you right now in the coin box, it's actually completely, there's nothing in there at all. It's 0 right now. So got the coin chosen on the left hand side. Look under the details tab at the complete bottom. You will see the default value. And what everything inside of the boxes are naturally considered is values. So I guess you could think of it like this. You're basically changing values to basically create gameplay for your players. All right, moving forward. Back in the coin. Yep, back in the coin. See the coin up here, right? Always notice up here when you watch videos, right? Because I want you to learn. I mean, I know, like I said, I know you're going to watch other people's videos. It's all good, man. You know what it is. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, like I said, just always look right up here. Here we go. And coin box. And this is what we're going to do right here. So like I said, the goal is we're inside of the coin right now. We're inside of the coin. And as you see, we have Sonic right here chosen as the third person. And from the third person, we pulled off, which is that variable, which is called the coin box. And from that coin box, an action taken as an integer, as this green color right here, we're going to do something in here. All right, we're going to go right here. And we're going to choose the add. So I put in like the plus sign right there. So you can put in the plus sign on your keyboard inside of there. And of course, from here, you pull like you left pull off of there, right? I think I said that already in another video. So you should be good on that. And then just type in the plus and then choose that add. And pull that on up. And right here, as you see, now right now, it's coin box, which is 0, right? So look at it right here. So this is how you need to read this. The coin box, we got the coin box, right? Remember, this is called a get node. We got it. Now that coin box that we saw earlier actually has a value of 0. So that means that this is 0, right? Because this is 0 right now. There's literally nothing in here. But remember, this box will change throughout the game. But we're not going to think about that right now. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. All right. So right now, this coin box right now is 0. This is 0 right now. 0. 0 plus 0 right now. That's what it is. 0 plus 0 right now. 0 plus 0. Now, because when you walk over this coin has to be at least 1. So what we're going to do is, so far, this is 0 plus 0, and we're going to put the number 1 in there. Let's go forward. Here we go. That's the coin box. That's 0. Okay. And we're going to put the number 1 in there. There's the number 1. And I guess I'm just showing that you can get other stuff off of there. Just so you can see coin, right? Yeah, just showing you. Oh, yeah. And the other thing that we had to get, right? This is the other thing that was very important. Because see, here's the thing. If you look down here, right now we're in the coin. Right now we're in the coin. Let me actually move this forward right now so you can see it. So we got the get right here, and then we move this forward. And this is a set. Now this is the set part. You see the word set right there. So as we know that in here in the coin, there's no coin box in here. So there's no coin box in here at all. So we know the coin box is actually inside of Sonic, which is this third person character. So enable for us to make this one go into this coin box, we have to actually connect it to this set node. So basically what we're about to do is we got 0 so far plus 1 because we got the number 1 right here. And we're going to pull this node out. This is the output. Remember input. This is the input. And then this is the output. So we got 0 plus 1. And we're going to connect that in there. So let's go ahead and move that forward. And the target is Sonic. Because the coin box is where? In Sonic. All right, let's move this forward. And I'm just showing that this is the event, of course. That's the actor. Oh, and we may have to make sure we connect these two. You see these right here? This is how the code gets ran. So make sure you pay attention to these. These are called the execution. So once this gets hit, this then gets ran. If this is not connected, then no code is going to run. So just make sure this is connected. All right. So yeah, that's Sonic. I'm just letting you know that's Sonic. Right. So that's Sonic. That's the first thing. And here is us connecting the output. And like I say, so what's wrong right now? Something is wrong with this. I have connected the output, but there is still one more thing to be done. Can you spot it? Yep, here it is. Got to go ahead and connect up the execution node. So once this gets ran, Sonic is the person. Right, then the next part has to be ran to where when this gets ran, once actually this is overlapped, then we make sure that the coin box number goes up by 1. So basically, if you want to think about what is all happening, it's only one thing in here that's really changing. It's this one little node right here. We're just saying plus 1 to this box. Basically, we're just saying, hey Sonic, let me see that box. Actually, that probably didn't even sound right. That probably didn't even sound right. but yeah, though, you know what I'm saying? It's 0 right now, and then you go ahead and just basically plus 1, right? Plus 1, and then of course we set that in there because we want to communicate to that box basically, and then we go ahead and set that. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. All right, yeah, so this is what I did. I'm just showing you that. Oh, and I'm just letting you know that right here that all code has to run in a line, right? So you have to make sure you put the right code in front of the code. You can't just put the code behind it and stuff like that. They got to be ran in the right order, basically. Like the code has to understand about Sonic before it understands about the box, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's move forward. Yep. Oh, okay, so right here, basically what this print string is, so right now, right, if we go back to the beginning, and of course you could just compile, and if you want to, just look in the front and just see, and just run around, and even if you run over the coin, you're not going to notice anything. So what this print string is going to do for you, basically, is we're gonna, like I said, the input, right? So we inputted a 0 right here, right? And then this is the input 2 right here. This is 1. So 0 plus 1. And the output of that, which is this, goes directly into this coin box. This is the input, is getting inputted into the coin box. And the output, yep, there we go. The output of that is, what's the number? You already think of it. So it's 0 plus 1. And then into the box. And then the output, let's go that way. And like I said, the goal is you're going to see in this second, we're going to output this and put it into the print string. So every time you walk over the coin, you will actually see the amount of coins that is in the coin box. just for you can see it, debugging purposes basically. Just, and all debugging means is just so you can see what's going on. All right. Oh yeah. So yeah, I haven't up. What's wrong? What's wrong? Can anybody tell what's wrong? Something is wrong. I have not completed one part, and here it is right here. This right here, this output. So let's go back over here, and here's the output part right here. What we're gonna go ahead and do now is just go ahead and connect that directly into this string, so we can actually see that. So you see right here, I do have it executing right now, and because I do have it executing right now, it does do the regular in string, which is just hello. So right now, I don't have it to where you actually see the coin box when you walk over it. You actually see this amount because right now inside of the string is just hello. So let's move forward. And I'm just showing you hello. See, it keeps saying hello at the top right there. Hello, hello, every time I go through it. And let's go ahead and get it to that part where we're moving through it. Here we go. So now we're going to pull out the output, and we're going to plug that directly into that in string. There you go. There you go. And go ahead and hit the compile button as well. Yep. So, and I want you to notice this as well, right here. This is the output. The output of this is being converted into a string, so you can actually see it as like something being typed out basically. So it's converting from a integer to a string, which is mean, and all the string basically means is words being typed out, right? That's all that means. Is like, as you saw, it was saying hello, right? Hello, hi, you know, whatever words basically, you know, as a word, it gets typed out so you can see it basically. And look now, let me come back right here. And now you can see up here at the top left, every time we run over the coin, the number is going up right over here at the left. And that's just for you to actually see it for your debugging of the game. But of course, soon we will actually go through a process of trying to get it to where you can actually have it for where the player can actually see that. See it in a more convenient way than just some little numbers at the top left corner. There we go, them numbers again right there for you. Yeah, that's cool. All right, let's see what else we got up in this video. You know, we just scrolling through this thing. Oh yeah, and I'm just showing you right here that you can increase the time of it. Like if you want to make the numbers stay up there, because they will go away really, really fast. But you can increase the amount of the time that you want to see it up there if you need it to stay up there for debugging purposes basically. Like I said, you're trying to figure something out that's wrong with the game. You can change the color of it as well if you want to, you know, a different color of the text in the front. And sometimes you may have different things debugging and you want to change the color of it, and that's how you do that. And there you go. Look at this, a different color up there now. Look at them numbers up there. See the numbers standing up there a lot long at the top left now? Yeah. Now, you see this part over here. Now, I want you to notice right over here on this event graph. Notice all of these different events. Just look at all of these events, right? That's all we're looking at. It's just different events about, let's see, jump, look up. Like that's like the player looking up, turning, moving forward, moving right, turn rate. So that's like turning, look up rate. So like how fast you want to turn, how fast you want to look up. But don't worry about none of that. The reason why I wanted you to look over here rather than looking over there to the right is because I know that when you're looking at this code, it will get to a point where you may feel tired. Just know that's part of the learning process, but just come right back to it. So if you get exhausted, that means you did a great job. Just come back to it again. Good job. And also what we're going to do right here in this video right here is we're going to go ahead and show you how to increase the movement speed of your character. So just, you know, you running around, we want Sonic to have a little speed while we're at least over here in our little practice game, right? So let's go ahead and show you how to do that. And what we're going to do, since we were talking about events right over here to this left hand side, we're going to make a new event. So let's go ahead down here to the bottom, and I'm just showing you that we're inside of we're still in the third person. Let's go over here. Here we go. And we're going to put down this begin play. So as you see, it actually populated down here at the bottom down here. It populated right down here at the bottom. And of course, at any time, you can just click on it and boom, it'll pop down here just like this. And what we're going to actually do now is we're going to pull out from it because we want to execute. But what we're going to actually do is we're going to grab this movement component right here, because that is actually how we do make the character move a lot faster. So as you see, we're going ahead grabbing that movement component, pulling that in. And of course, you can pull out multiple different things in here. So you can pull out the camera, you can pull out every little component can just be pulled. And what are you doing? You're getting it. Remember, because look at the little box. Look how it looks. It looks just like the coin box, right? When we got it earlier, we're getting it. And from the end of these, we get the different properties that have to do with this. So right now, as you see, we are clicked on the camera. Boom! It does show that information over there. But we're not worrying about that. Let's keep moving forward. Right now, we're going to delete those. And as you see right here, the character movement, we got that highlighted. Here's all of the properties that actually deal with that character movement component. And the one that we're going to be focusing on is going to be the movement. Like I said, the movement speed. Let me go ahead and pull this out right here. Here it is. It's the walk speed. So right off the bat, when Sonic instantly starts moving, he's naturally faster than how we move it in the engine right now. So the goal is to go ahead and move that up. But the way we're going to have to move this property up is we're going to have to call it in here. So since we got the character movement, there's a little box right there on the edge of it. Go ahead and move this forward. And there we go right here. So we were looking for it. So there it is. We're getting the max walk. Now, we don't want to get it, right? We don't want to get it. We want to set it. We want to change it. So we're going to go down there and get that set. And as you see, we're on begin play. We're on the event begin play. That's where we're at, event begin play. All right, we're getting that. And I'm just showing the coin box. I'm just showing that right now for some reason. And after we get the set, we're gonna go ahead and you see the target. You see the target of of it, because that's who it belongs to, right? That's who it belongs to. Character movement, the target. We're setting the movement speed for that, and obviously the character movement belongs to the whole Sonic. So, and we're choosing to execute it. And as you see right here, we actually have 0 in there right now. So that means that when begin play starts, once this plays, what's supposed to happen is this character is not supposed to be able to move because it's on 0 right now. So how could we actually move? There's no speed. And as you can see, we can't even move. We just standing still, just spinning around. And that's all we could actually do right now. So what we're going to go ahead and do now is we're going to go ahead and give Sonic a little bit more speed now. Go ahead and zoom this far for you. And what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to increase this number in this box. I guess we're going to go ahead and put that to like 1200. Yep, there you go right there. Hit that compile button again. Make sure you always hit the compile button, save, and look at that. Whole lot faster right there for you. Now we zooming around this thing. There you go, there you go. All right, let's go to the next part. And for a bonus for making it this far, and which is obviously a very important part of the gameplay, let's go ahead and change Sonic's color to his color, blue. Let's do the thing. So this time, I want you to look over here on the left-hand side. Obviously, you see the event graph. It's under the graph section, my blueprints, graphs, event graph. And I want you to notice right here, this thing called construction script. So what the construction script is this. So remember how I told you how begin play runs when this play button gets hit, right? So basically when you hit play, then whatever runs on begin play basically runs on that one time. Meaning like a little joke, basically it gets executed. Just remember that. Yeah, you gonna remember that. So like I said, this construction script right here. This actually runs while we're in the editor. So before you even press this. So that means we want basically Sonic to be blue before we play the game. So let's go ahead over here and let me show you that now. When we clicked on it, that's it right there. The construction script right there. Construction script right there for you. And let me pull that out right there. Going forward. And what we want to do is, while we're in here, we're going to type in the word create dynamic material instance. So just type that in, dynamic material instance. And like I said, we're just going to keep it real simple. We're not going to do a lot of explaining, but I'm just going to just point you in the right direction just for now. So we're going to go ahead over here. And what we need to do now is I want you to go back into the your content browser at the bottom and open that up. And let's see the folder that we're going to go into. Let me find it real quick. I got to find the video for you. Hold up. Oh, yeah, that's how I found it. That's right. So what you're going to do is I want you to open up the player, go back into the third-person character. And when you go back into the third-person character, on the left-hand side, I want you to click on the actual mesh, the character mesh. Now we're going to go back over to the properties. And in the properties of the mesh, I want you to go down to the materials section. And the element 0 is what we're going to click on. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to click on this little find. So what that find icon means, anytime you see that, once you click on the find icon and you go back to the content browser, that last thing that you click find on, it should be found in the content browser. So here it is right here. It's going to go find it for us. Okay, some kind of way it didn't find. Okay, here I am. Hold on. Okay, there you go. Here's finding it now. Okay, there it is right there. So we're gonna go ahead and right click on it, and what I did? Okay, I duplicated. Yeah, we're gonna press the duplicate button. So you're gonna right click on this one, and then press duplicate. And once you do that, we're just gonna rename it. And I believe I just called it blue. Yep, I just called it blue. Yep. And obviously we're gonna double click on it to go in there. And when we go in there, don't worry about none of this stuff. Like, don't look, don't even, you don't even got to look at it, for now. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to click on this body color, and we're going to change it to whatever color you want to change it to. I'm going to change it to blue, but I guess you change it to whatever you want to change it to. Hold on, let me show you. Hold on, how we do that. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to show it to you. So when we clicked on the node right here, I went over to this left hand side, and you're gonna see right here, like the material right here, the default. Just click on this right here. Click on this right. Keep it simple. Click on this right here, and we're gonna change the color to whatever you want. And then we're gonna come up here to the top and hit save and apply. Sometimes apply might just like gray out. And once we do that, after we have saved, after we say, let me go back and show you one more time, just in case. Alright, so we got it in there, and we're gonna go up there and we're gonna hit the save button. Okay, there you go, hit the save button. There we go. Now going back over to the player, right click on them, clicking on the mesh again to the left, and let's scroll forward. Now it's element 0, because that's what we changed. We're gonna just, at this little drop down, we can go ahead and choose other materials. So we're going to go down there and look for it. Just scrolling down, you see all the different other type of materials. But I could just type in the word right there just to go ahead and find it a lot faster. And there it is right there. Pressing it. Got it on. Just like that. Yep. Just like that. Hey, that's fly, man. You know what I'm saying? Now you blued up, man. Let's go. There you go. Now you fresh, man. Hit the save button, of course. Hit the compile button at the top. And then back on up. And there you go. Now you running around in this thing. Collecting points and everything. Now, as you see, that we are running around a lot faster But every time we walk over this coin, the coin is actually still sitting there. And we see that number keep going up, but we only got one coin really just sitting there. So as you see, that 1 plus 1 just literally keeps going up every time you overlap, regardless. But what is the gameplay being created is when you actually spread them out, and then we're going to actually make them now start disappearing. So from the beginning of the overlap, we have Sonic. Let me take it back a little bit. We first made sure over the overlap that it is Sonic. After making sure that it is Sonic, we went ahead and increased the coin box by 1. And after increasing the coin box by 1, we went ahead and printed it to the screen where you saw it at the top left. And you see the color right there so you remember it. Now what we need to go ahead and do, because this is an actor, the one cool thing about an actor is we have the ability to actually destroy it. And what does that mean? When we choose to destroy the actor, that just means it just disappears. Basically, it just deletes it from the game. And let's go ahead and add that on at the end. Let me show you that really quick. Go ahead and pull that on off. And one thing I want you to notice as well, notice that this coin at the top says coin and then it says self. And this destroy actor node right now says the target is who? Self. So notice that. Pay attention to when you do destroy actors and your targets. Is it the self or is it the actual target? That another target basically. And we're gonna go ahead and add that on right there at the end. Got that on there. And I'm just showing you right there, right? It could have been the target of Sonic right there. Yep, there you go. Okay, so that's the coin. So now what we need to go ahead and do, let's see, we're just running around. Oh, okay, there we go. So right there, we just made the coin disappear, right? So let me show you to that one more time. Here we go. Make the coin disappear. Gone. Where the coin at? So now what we need to go ahead and do is put more coins out so we can go ahead and create that gameplay. So let's go ahead and zoom forward a little bit. Okay, so here it is right here. So with this part, basically what I want you to do is you're going to hold down the Alt button on your keyboard, or if you're on a Mac, hold down the Options button, and you're going to basically click down and left click and slide to the left, and you're just going to go ahead and create multiple different ones. And obviously, you know, in your game, you know how many coins you may want to add in there. Go crazy with it, right? Have you a good time, you know. Why not? Celebrate your accomplishment of moving forward with what you want to do in life, right? Have a good time. So here we go. We got them coins laid out right here. Go ahead and zoom forward a little bit. Here we go. Running over them coins. Look, the coin's still going up at the top left. That's creating that gameplay right there. That's that fun stuff right there. Yeah, picking up them coins. Super fast. Yeah, that's that cool stuff. All right, let's see what else we got in this video real quick for you. All right, let me just see what's up so I can just let you know some more stuff I got in here for you. Okay, so this right here in the video, this was just like playing a song. So what you can simply do, when you walk over that coin, right, you may want to play a sound effect. So all you want to do, and let me just take it back real quick so you can see it. You're going to just pull off from the other execute node. Oh, let me go back. It just went all the way. Okay, so you're going to type in. Here we go. We're going to type in spawn. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Spawn sound, add location. And you could choose whatever sounds that you want in there for yourself. You can just choose your sounds in there. And this location, what we're going to choose is, well, I mean, obviously we want the song to play directly where the coin is, right? And remember, I told you these little yellow nodes right here, that means vector, right? Vector, and all that means is the location. Where do you want it to be played at? And one cool thing that we can get out of here is these get nodes. And basically, it's just a simple, they're just a simple way of just doing stuff. I'm just going to keep it very simple right now. It's a simple way of doing stuff. So obviously, we're getting this actor's location. So very simply, in this one little node, we just got get the actor's location. And we're just going to connect that in. And wherever that actor is located, then it's just going to be that actor's location. That's all that means. And we're going to go ahead and plug that directly in. Let me show you. Okay, I guess I decided to go somewhere else. Did I not plug it in? I don't think I plugged it in yet. Hold on. Let me go forward in this video. Okay, there we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and connect that in. And we're just going to connect that in. And wherever that actor is located, then it's just going to be that actor's location. That's all that means. And we're going to go ahead and plug that directly in. Hold on. Let me show you. Okay, I guess I decided to go somewhere else. Did I not plug it in? I don't think I plugged it in yet. Hold on. Dang, bro, what am I doing? Hold on, bro. Let me go back. Did I not plug it in? Oh, that's crazy. Hold on, let me go this way. Let me go this way. Okay, here we go. I'm plugging it in. Bam, got that plugged in. So yeah, make sure you keep that plugged in. Plug that in, and then choose whatever songs that you want down here as well. Like I was saying again, choose whatever songs you want. All right. So yeah, there we go. We got this gameplay for you right here. So like I say, that right now is just the basic parts of this gameplay. But now what we want to do is we want to bring the player into it now. Because see, the player doesn't actually know that he's picking up all of those awesome coins. He's not aware of that. He needs to actually know that he's picking up those coins. And what we're going to do in the next part is we're going to... Oh, snaps. How did that song play? But yet, that's crazy. That's crazy to me that song played, but my other songs didn't play. And it still scared me just like it scared me in the other one. But yeah, like I said, in the next part, what we're going to be focusing on is actually communicating to the player that the coins is being picked up. And thank you for watching and believing in yourself. So previously we talked about the blueprint classes. We talked about, of course, the coin and then Sonic. Then we talked about collision, how we actually get Sonic and the coin to actually be able to communicate with each other. And the way they was actually able to communicate was with event-based programming. So basically Sonic picking up the coin. Along the way through this whole course, I have had hidden gameplay tips throughout it. So, hey, don't skip through it. Don't skip through on yourself. Just take your time and go through it, and then you'll pick up those tips along the way. And now what we're going to get ready to do, just so you can now go ahead and communicate picking up the coin for the player to the player, now I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to the widget blueprint. So the player widget blueprint simply allows the player to be aware of the actor status. For example, the health bar, the coin amount, the ammo amount, the stamina, whatever stats you may want to communicate to the player. And I'll go ahead and show you how to start setting that up as well. Let's get started. So as you can see, we are still super duper fast running around just like Sonic, and we're picking up these coins. But the one thing, I mean, of course we see at the top left over here, right, we see the coins that we're picking up. But that's not the way that the player would normally see it. The player would actually see it, on the screen. So now, like I said, just like I just explained the player widget, we're going to go ahead and jump right on in and show you how to go ahead and make that now. Let's get started. So go ahead and bring up this content drawer again. We're going to right click inside of one of your folders. We're going to go down here to user interfaces. So instead of going up here to blueprint classes, we're going to go down this list. So like I said, right clicking this, and here again, get familiar with these, get comfortable, and we're just going to go down here to user interfaces and click on widget blueprint. There it is, and we'll just call it player widget for now. Player widget. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and go inside of there, open it up, and it's completely empty, nothing is in. This is like the screen right here. So what we're going to go ahead, here's the panel over here. As you can see, that's glowing, all right. So we're going to add things over here so the player can see them. So first thing we're going to drag in under the comment section, because I guess it's very common, obviously. You're going to bring in the text, and we're going to just go ahead and bring in two of them, right? We're just going to sit that one right there for fun. We're just bringing a third one just to try it. All right, move this around. You can get comfortable moving around, and then hit the delete key just to delete it. Okay. So we're going to come down here to the first one right here that we got. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look to the right like always. Notice it over here. We're going to close it up. All right, close it all the way up. And here is the properties for this text block. And the one that we want to worry about right now is going to be content. So we want to change the name of this from text block, and we want it to just say coins. There we go. And of course, we're going to put this little thing right there that I can't think of what that's called right now, but we're going to put that right there. We're going to keep it rolling, though. And we're going to go down here to this. And just for testing purposes, we're going to put a number in here, but what we're going to actually do is we're going to make this number dynamically change how many coins that Sonic actually has inside of his box. All right, so we put that in. I'm just going to put 10 in there just for testing purposes. And then you can come right here and, just organize it up a little bit. We're going to drag it down just to make it look a little nice. Alright, and we're going to come over to this left hand side. We'll just name these two. You can left click over here, right click, we'll say coins. That's the name of it. And we'll come right click on this one and we'll just say coin amount. And I just misspelled that. Let's go ahead and put that in there one time. Fix that. In there. Alright, we'll go ahead and save and compile that. Now the next thing I want you to notice as we're clicking over here, right, on these, the one thing that we want to do, we're going to leave this one alone, the coins one alone. We're going to leave, you can just organize that, pull that closer, right? You see green, just leave that one right by this one and bring this one closer. Like if it's still over here, bring it a little bit closer just like that. Get comfortable with that. Alright. So we have the two things under the canvas panel within the widget. And the one thing I want you to notice now is let's look to this top right. Now for coins, we're not going to do anything because we don't want this to change, right? This normally stays the same. But the coin amount, we want this number to change. It's not going to be 10. I'm just having it in there for testing purposes yet again. Now what we want to do when we have the coin amount selected over here, as you see it, we're going to come to the top right and check this box right here, is variable. And what that simply is going to let us do, it's going to let us to be able to change that with blueprints. Hit the save button on that. And the other thing I want you to look at this top right. As you notice, everything that we're doing right now, we're in the designers tab, right? So we can come in here, design up everything, drag in progressive bars and do animations. And this is how you put health bars and have your experience bars and your numbers and everything important to the player. You normally design it right in here. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the graph. And here's the part where we're going to go ahead and do our first custom event. So the question, what is custom events? Well, custom events simply let you make events that you want to create for the player's experience. Along the way, custom events allow you to also eventually set up multiplayer. So if you want to focus on multiplayer, then you'll definitely have to learn more about custom events. But if you want to just have a single player game, even with having a single player game, you probably still want to have some custom events. So yeah, you'll still have some custom events. It's there too. Also, it also is multi-actor communication, which just simply means that once you make this custom event within that actor, you could then call that event in another actor or multiple actors, so it can actually run in those multiple actors. And like I say, another thing that you will be doing, the goal is just to be coming up with events to add to other events. So for example, let's say if you were taking damage, right, there's a damage event called any damage inside of the engine, right, any damage. And that's naturally a red event. All events are red. Red is events. So let's say on this custom event right here that we have, let's say if I wanted it to, I don't know, like I said, make the player run faster, then I'll just add it on right here. And then I'll put this custom event on the any damage. And as soon as the player takes damage, he automatically starts running faster. Right? That's gameplay. Ain't there some games that are like that if you start taking damage, you do actually start moving faster? It's gameplay. So just get creative with it. Trying to get those users flowing, if anything. Alright, so go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and type in the word custom just to do it. And there it is, custom event. And our main goal, yet again with this custom event, is to update the amount, the coin amount for the player. So update coin. We just leave it like that, just keep it short. And look over here under variables, right? Here's the coin amount that we have because in the designer tab, we clicked on it over here and we chose to do is variable right here. Now it's a variable right here. And since we know that we want to affect the amount, here's the text right here. It's the text in there, right? So we could just say 11, 12, 13, right? But we're not going to do it in here. We're going to have the actual, whatever is in that box is going to update here for us so the player would know right away. So we just put it back to 10 for now. And going back over here, so the word is text right there. That's the property, is text. So let's come back over here in the back. Let's grab this variable and let's look for that text. And for this one, it's going to be called set text. So set text. Here it is, right here. And what we'll go ahead and do is, now here's the thing. Here's the other thing that we want to know. So right now, look at the top right. So this is how mine is set up right now. As you see, I can go back to my third person player, right? Because I have it up here at the top. So I'm going to go back over here in this player. And if we notice, this coin box is an integer, right? You see the color, it's the green, it's the darker green, then the light green. Start knowing these colors, start knowing these colors in this engine. It's the integer. So when I go back over here to the player widget, it says the in text. And if you hover over it, it's a different color. It's not the same color. It is that color. And it is called a text instead. If I hover over this one, that one says text. Okay, hold on, come over here. Okay, so object reference. So object references obviously are blue as well, just like actor object, because they're all objects basically. So what's higher than an actor? An object. Yeah, so just know that. So it's all blue. It's all blue. So right here, since we know that this coin is this color, an integer, we want to click on this custom event, come down to input, because we're going to input an integer, and we'll just say coins. And we'll go ahead and connect this one up, and we'll connect this to intext, which then creates this conversion node, which is going to convert this integer, which is green. It is inputting the value, the integer value, and outputting it as a text value to the player into this, which then makes it pop up in here. So input, output. Now this is input too, because this is base right here, right? This is base. So we'll get more to this in just a second. All right, so we got this set up now, and now let me go ahead. Let's go over here to the player. And now we're back in the player, and now what we're gonna do is we wanna go ahead and have this player have an understanding of this player widget, because right now, just like I told you about the coin, the player doesn't really know about the actor, doesn't know about the player widget just yet. So what we want to do is we want to go back to that begin play. So right over here under the event graph tab, we're going to click on begin play, and look, that's where we have that speed increase so far. We're going to go ahead and slide that back some. You can hit the arrows on your arrow key just to slide it back. Whee! Slide it back. And on begin play, because you know when we hit this play button, we want that widget to appear, right, for the player, and that's also when they play the game. So you'll pull off from here. This is the event that we want to do it at when the game starts. Go ahead and type in create widget. There we go, create widget. All right, now we got that create widget in there, and it's like, what widget do you want? Well, and I want you to notice this. Look, right now, out of the output, there is nothing there really like that, right? But when I click on this, go down to player widget, chose that as the input, and now it outputs the player widget reference. There it is right there. Oh yeah. So we're gonna right click on this output, because what we want to do is we want to save it in the memory, right? We want to save this inside of the Sonic, right, the player, so we can basically use it later. So we're going to promote it as a variable inside of Sonic now. So promote it as a variable, and I'll just call it as player widget. And of course, make sure you connect it. You have to connect the executions. It's going to happen. Don't worry. We all do it. Just connect those back up, and we'll go ahead and compile and save. So now we have that in here. Now there's one more thing that we have to do. Although we have the understanding of it, we do not have this actually on the display just yet of the player. There's one more thing. So since this is a reference yet still to it, we can pull off. And what we're going to do is hit add to viewport. There it is. The target is the widget, right? We want to add to the widget to the blue port. So we'll just pull off from this execute, plug it in there, and then we'll go ahead and plug this one into this. And we'll go ahead and hit compile, save, and let's go check it out in the front now. We got that on begin play. Alright, so I gotta move these out the way real quick. Let me just sit them over here. And let's go in the game. And look, there's the coins down there. Now, like I said, right now, it's not actually connected to the variable just yet. And that's the next thing that we're about to do now. Now let's go ahead and set up one more custom event that we want to use to go ahead and try to update that coin amount on the screen for the player. So right here under begin play, you can do it anywhere you want to, it's your game, but we'll just do it right here for now. We'll do custom event one more time, and we'll just call this one yet again update coin amount. Why not? And I misspelled it again. Let me go ahead and fix that. Okay. So it's all about this coin box. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you this. You can just pick it up and drag it in. And if you pick it up and just drag it in, it's gonna give you the option, do you want to get it or do you want to set it? Now you can actually come down here again and hold down the control button, and if you pull it in, it'll instantly just give you the get. Or if you come down here and hold down, let's say, the option or alt key and then drag it in, it'll instantly give you the set. So this is the get and this is the set. And I'll just sit this down here just so you can see it for now. Get, set. There we go. There we go. Cool. There you go. So you see that just for now. Now we're going to go ahead and get it. And we're going to go ahead and get our player widget as well. And we want to get that variable that we created called update coin from this widget. Save button. It's called update coin. Okay. So update coin, there it is, directly from that widget because we saved it. And look, there is that coin right there. Now, as you see right now, it's completely empty because it's waiting for you to input. So as this number goes up, it will increase. And right now in the coin box, it's completely zero. But the way that we will increase this coin box, remember, if we go back over here, let me just back up out of here and just grab one of these coins so we can look at all the code. Because basically, it's between different actors. Everything starts looping together. And here we go right here. So right here, here's the coin box. We say in the coin, when you overlap the coin, increase it by 1, and then that'll set it. That'll increase, the coin box. And as the player walks over all of these coins, that same piece of code goes up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it just keeps going up for the player. Now, as this coin box goes up, because now we just got the box. It's like we just picked up the whole box. As soon as this box goes up, then we want this to be updated. We want the player widget to be updated for them. Go ahead and save that in here. And now what we're going to do, we're going to call this update coin amount actually inside of the coin now. So we just created this directly inside of the player conveniently because the coin box was already attached to it. So all we had to do was just simply get it, attach it. Now it's connected. We hit save on it. And now we're going to get ready to put it in the other coin. So let's go ahead and do that now. Going over here to this coin. What's that name one more time? Update. Well, we're gonna find it because it's called update. So going over here to this coin, here it is over here at the top, and look who we have again. We already have the understanding of us right here. So I'm just gonna grab all of this and move some of this back. I'll move it back right here. Just move this little. Cause see the other part right here, this is just us knowing, like this is just updating the player. Well, not the player, but this is updating ourselves for testing purposes. So we're gonna get rid of that in just a second. We're gonna pull off of here. We're gonna type in update. There it is, update coin amount. And what we'll do is, since we already know that we don't need to see that anymore, we'll, you know what, I'll just leave it there for you just in case. Come right here and you just click this, add that on, and of course, like you see, this came down. The target is the third person character. We can also click on it and it'll take us directly to that event as well, which is this one. So all we're doing every time the player walks over a coin, it just runs this event. Boom, just runs it one time. And I'll even show you that as well, just so you can get an understanding of how the code works in this engine. So let's go ahead and get started and try this. Did I hit the save button? Hold on. Let me go back. Oh, actually, I do need to take that 10 out. I saw that was still in there. So let me go back in the player widget. Back in the player widget right now. Going back to the designer tab. Got the number. I'm going to delete this number 10 up out of there. Do not need that in there. And then hit the save button. Just double checking everything back here is good. Coin. Everything's connected. Okay. And we'll close that out. And now let's go back and try to run that code and just see what happens now. 1, 2, gameplay, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let me show you the code getting ran at the same time, because I want you to, let me go ahead and just unpause it. Let me just pull everything back up just so you can see it at the same time. And this is the cool part about Unreal as well. You can actually see your code running live while it's actually happening. I'm going to pull this one down here just so you can see it. Alright, so we're going to do this. Hold up. Grab this edge. Alright. Here we go. Oh, you know what, let's do this real quick. So first things first, this is what's happening. This is Sonic. Alright, so number 1, this is Sonic. Secondly, on this event, we are number 2, adding coins to Sonic's box. All right, and I'll go ahead and get out of color real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let's go around here. You know what I'm saying? I like just like that. Number 2, and then let me move this back some more. Remember with the arrow key, slide it on back. And me personally, I like to really document mine. And I know y'all ain't never seen nobody on YouTube do this. So when this start popping on YouTube, hey, just know what started at. It's with your boy. Don't do me like that, man. All right, here we go. And then for number 3, we are updating the widget. And I just turn it down, something right there like that. So just think about it like this. On an event, you may run different types of functions. First off, I made sure that the first actor is the player. Then, after making sure it was the player, we then increase the coin amount because, he overlapped this coin. And then we update the widget. Oops. Update the widget. And then we destroy the actor, of course, once he takes the coin. And this is playing a song, but I don't have a sound in there because that was loud last time. Alright, so I'm going back over here. And we just pull that. Oh yeah, and let's go ahead and look at it too. Let me go ahead and show it to you real nice. Like this. Pull it out like that. Alright, watch this. What? Why is this cat code not going off? It is not going off for some reason. That is weird. Let's try that again. Oh, okay, there you go. What? I don't even trip about that. Just know that's how I go. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there you have it. Now you have gameplay. You can pick up coins. And when you pick up coins, the player is then notified how much they actually have. And that also helps them make what decisions that they need to make as well. So there you have it. So if anything, what I wanted this to be was just a introduction to the engine. I will have other courses as well and things like that, and I will be working on my Patreon as well because I want to give you guys a different, perspective on the way how we go about teaching about this engine. I mean, I guess from what I've been learning and digging through here and learning and everything. Appreciate you rocking with your boy. Go ahead and like and subscribe to it if you mess with it. Hey, if you don't mess with it, either way, you know what I'm saying. Hey. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and down that thing. Either way, it's all engagement. Play, help your boy. Let's get it. And for my last bonus of this video, I want to go ahead and just give you this page. These are the colors of Unreal. So just starting from the top, dark purple is classes normally. Now I know you see another purple over there as well. Down there by it says the hit bones. So guess what? The actors that you actually have, they all have bones. So you'll be able to actually do things based on whatever bones that you actually want to run things on as well. But talking about this dark purple right here in the middle right now, this is based on the class. So like let's say you want to call the class of the Coin or the class of Sonic, so that'll be based on class. And the blue, as you remember, that's the actor references, and of course the object references. Anytime you see red, normally that means Boolean, so that means yes or no. Like say for example, is carrying flag, is taking damage, yes or no, right? Things like that. Green is normally a float, and all that means is that's normally like experience bars or damage over time or healing over time. And yellow is vector, so like locations, where are you at on the map, right? In your world that you create, it has vectors, and all that simply means locations, right? You could be standing over here to the left, you could be standing over here to the right. Sometimes you need to know the distance between two things by two different vectors, meaning from where I'm standing and where you're standing, how much farther away. Or even in some games where they have it where you attack players from the back, knowing that vector matters, right? As well as dark blue. Now, as you can see, all of this stuff right here, this is considered a structure, and that's basically what this is. See the input, right? This dark blue, and all of these combined in here. And one thing that you can do eventually, once you get comfortable with creating variables and things like that, you'll be able to combine some of them together. Like of course, a lot of times players got names, they got probably levels, they probably got stamina, or they may got like some kind of like class like bar or something that matters. You can normally like put that into a structure and then bring that whole thing into your actor, rather than going inside of the class like this, basically coming down here to the bottom, up wrong thing, coming down here to the bottom down here and just like hitting the plus button right here and adding all your different ones in here, right? You'll put it in your structure and you'll be able to bring them all in at one time. Let me delete these real quick. That's what you'll be able to do. As a matter of fact, I could probably find a structure in here real quick just to show you what it looked like. Structure, see right here, structures. And we're just gonna grab a structure in here. I mean, I don't know none of the names of these in here, but I'm just gonna look for one that I might know the name of, something like that. Let's just go ahead and just grab one just for doing. Let's do this. Let me see. You know what I'm saying? Let's try this. I don't know, man. Let's just try this, man. Let me just see. Remember, pull it into here. All right. And when you right click on this part, you can. Let me see. Oh, this probably ain't. This okay. All right, yeah. So that one probably ain't got nothing in it. We're gonna go find another one. Let's go find another struct real quick. Let's go find another struct. Like I said, all it is a structure, information that's been a whole bunch of variables being moved around together. Normally, when you make your own, then you'll have them in it. But I don't got my own in this project right now, so I'm just looking through here, trying to figure it out. Let me see. Oh, hold on. I just saw something in some settings. Let's try this. Font outline settings. Let's change that. And that just happens like when you change a variable. So you just hit change variable. It just changes it for you. That's it. All right, so pull that on in. And let's see if this got. Let's see. Right click on the edge of this. See, I'm trying to hit this split struct pen, but it's not happening. So let me just do this then. Line trace. Here we go. Line trace by channel. Here we go. So here go a good example of one right here. And this is very important to you as well. Bonus! We're going to right click on this right here on the end. And we're going to split this and voila. Look at all of these. So like I said, a structure is nothing but a whole bunch of data that you're moving around at one time. Right click again, recombine, brought it back, and that's on the blue one. I didn't do it on the red one because remember the red one is a boolean, so that's a yes or no. Return the hit. Did you hit? Yes or no? Right? And like I say, we'll right click on this, split. That's all the different things. You can decide what you want to do. And remember, like I said, these are little boxes. So it says actor object reference. So that means if I pull off of this, I could probably type in third person, and there he is, because it's actions taken as an actor. So I can basically find all actor object references in here. Now if I come down here on this one and try to type in third person, it's not going to pop up because this is whatever this is. It has nothing to do with an actor. It's not even the same color, right? So remember the colors and remember that. And going back into this PowerPoint right here. So that's structure. And like I said, purple is bone names. I guess I actually said that one first. But yeah, purple is bone names. So if anything, I just wanted to give you a quick rundown, quick, good kickstart, just so you can get that good visual of the engine to know what you're dealing with. I will have more things that will paint more of a visual picture for you. So just rock with your boy, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the goal is just to help you get your business up and going so you can start creating that awesome product for your consumers. Holla at your boy. Stay around. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe to you, boy, man. I need that. Holla.